Hi everybody, a very good morning. Actually, good afternoon. It's 12:14 by the watch. I'm Justin Kapani. I'm the founder and CEO of I'm Decor Design. So hope everybody's doing in well and great. It's a Wednesday. The weather is nice. The sun is kind of out and stuff. And I would like to share my thoughts, and I'm kind of sharing my thoughts on this interesting read that I have. And I've kind of started reading this because, firstly, it's one of my favorite books. Incidentally, I didn't realize this. The color matches with the shirt that I'm wearing and stuff, and the content is super and amazing because it's talking about ikigai, it's talking about daily purpose, it's talking about hope for your future, it's talking about different practical ways to kind of make your day more happening and creative and stuff like that. Okay, so what is it? What is it that drives you and takes you further? What is it? I mean, it's not just money. I'm sure you know. I mean, if money is the only motivation for working and being in the office, then God save people and stuff because you'll have all the money in the world, you'll have all the amazing bank balances in the world and stuff. But you know, when it comes to being creatively or intellectually satisfied, or feel contented or feeling great about yourself or about the world and stuff, you will be questioning yourself that what is it that you've done for the people and stuff like that. So people sometimes, not always, sometimes get into this mode of sticking on to the known, and it's highly recommended. We've been reading it, it's being shared everywhere, that try and break your comfort zone. You know, try and be a part of new circle, try and be a part of new friends and communities, do something new, do something different and stuff. So a lot of people find security in the tried and tested. They have the same relationships, they have the same office, they have the same you know, clubs they go to, they have the same areas they go for shopping, they have the same habits and stuff like that. And they may think that they are kind of in a way balanced and stuff, but then to check that balance and to know what is beyond the known world, you need to kind of break the molds and get out of it and kind of evolve is the word, and know more about it. So how do you get to know? Let me share some thoughts with you on this. So number one, this title, I shared this before also, is called The Frog That Boiled Alive Without Knowing It. So when we were children, I think we'd seen this book, The Frog Prince. You know, so we know the story and stuff. So similarly, the comfort zone. The comfort zone is like a pool where the frog comes in and the frog is stayed there. It's the only environment it knows. It's the only place it's been in. It's got the same responses, it's got the same attitude, and to improve and to find new solutions or to face up any uncertainty or change or any unpredictability, the person gets into an anxiety and stuff. Okay, so anxiety is normal. This is not a lesson on anxiety and stuff. A lot of people overhype anxiety. You know, I mean, anxiety is so bad. Sometimes, you know, people can't figure out what's happening and stuff. But the point is, I'm talking about other things. I'm talking about adventure. I'm talking about stepping out of your comfort zone and making a great life and letting your spirit also grow and knowing more about the world and stuff. So how does that happen? You know, so this happens in 3 4 different ways. So first is change your route, change your routine. Change your route, change your routine. Read a book, stroll through the neighborhood, learn something new, overall your friendships. Okay, so get away daily from your comfort zone and stuff. And I didn't realize this, that during Corona, I think I'd broken my comfort zone. I still do it many a days. So I'm meant to work. Yesterday I was meant to work and stuff, but I came back from a meeting and I just slept off, and then I got up and I started doing my stuff and all that. And I was kind of questioning myself, and I'm not the sort of person to kind of sleep in the afternoon or in the evening and chill and stuff. But then I realized that if my body is asking for that and my neck is paining or whatever, I might as well do this without feeling guilty. So when I did that, I got up really refreshed and stuff. I watched a movie, I did some work and stuff, and of course, you know, because I've got this noise in my ear, I have some trouble sleeping at times. But then when I got up, I thought that, you know, I was feeling much happier and much kind of looking forward to the day and stuff. I slept very peacefully and stuff because I had not stuck to the regular time of waking up and sleeping and all that. Okay, and a lot of people cannot do it. I mean, if you tell someone who's been getting every day at 5:30 to get up at 8:30, they can't do it. But if you tell somebody like me, sleep early, wake up early, do this, do that, I think I'll be the most flexible person on this planet. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm just sharing some insights here, so that the getaways of daily life help you. And when you do this, it kind of has a remarkable impact on your company, on your spirit, on your life and stuff. The other example is that you used to doing things in a certain manner, you used to certain environments, you used to certain circles, you used to certain networks and stuff like that. It's great, you make some great friends there, but till the time you do not get into a new circle or a new set of mindset and environment and stuff, you will not know. So an example I'll give you is this event I was invited to the other day, which was the humanitarian cause by International Rotary. So, I had grown up looking at my grandparents, kind of being a part of that, and I'd seen them do these great works in Punjab and otherwise. And that memory stayed in my mind. And when I reached there, I was a part of this and I had no clue what they were all about. But when I was attending it, I met the most interesting people. I met the most promising, promises and challenges they've done and overcome and stuff, and the kind of work they're doing globally. So I just went there with an open mind. I could have said this, it's not my cup of place to be at. It's not the kind of place I want to go to. But the point is, till the time I did not meet those people, till the time I did not interact with a new environment, I did not know what the world has to offer to me. And believe me, the world was much more beautiful. The world was much more prettier because I stopped watching news. I stopped entertaining all the negative on my social media and stuff. And when I was driving to the place, which was somewhere towards Lodi Colony, the world seemed much more beautiful. The sun is out, the weather is amazing. You could see butterflies, you could see flowers. And yes, I did have a little bit of the residue of the office or other stuff which I'd left and I'd watched on my TV and on my video and stuff. But really speaking, when I was there was no recall, or there was no unpleasantness, or there was nothing wrong with the world. And I think I shared that on Facebook as well, that the world seemed really peaceful. There were no traffic jams, there were no fighting, there were no arguments, there were no tempers flaring, there were no killings, there were no bombardings happening, and it seemed like a really beautiful world. So the choice is yours. What do you feed yourself on? What is it that you want to grow? What is it that you want to be a party of and stuff? And people are so used to this whole concept of watching certain programs or reading certain books or listening to a certain kind of music that the personality gets molded in that. So if you want to do something different, you got to be a part of something different and stuff. And this is exactly like the frog here, that children have grown up reading this book and stuff. So if you meet a lot of children, let's say you go to an Oxford bookstore, if you go to a park, if you were to go to a club, if you go to a movie hall, and even if you're in a mall where I meet a lot of children and stuff, you start talking with them. They are very unbiased about it. They're very unreserved about having a chat and stuff. They'll open up and they'll talk to you. So here's one example. We learn by doing, and we can also follow children by watching them, because they stand out and they do things which are uncomfortable, and they ultimately are expanding their comfort zone, because we as human beings have grown fixated, or we are conservative, or we are orthodox, or we are reserved in our outlook and stuff. And I would not say we are stagnated, but we are closing ourselves down and stuff, and we are not wanting to confront courageously that we could do something differently. So have the courage, have the will, and have the inclination to do something different, and to kind of try something which you've not done. And you will not know that you're going to be able to do it till the time you don't try it. So if you've been used to traveling by a certain car, take a bus, take an auto. I mean, you must know that if these things are not available, what are your survival skills and stuff. So a lot of people are dependent also on the transport. And you got to be flexible around things. It's great to have a driver, it's amazing to be driven and stuff, but till the time you don't challenge yourself, and till the time you don't push yourself, and you do not get accustomed or exposed to the amazing stuff around you, you will never know that there is so much amazing happening around you. And if you've been following only one sport, try and follow a different sport. If you've been following, let's say, one achiever, try and follow 10 different achievers. If you've been reading only one kind of content, try and include more content. You will have a distinct resistance, or you will feel a little uncomfortable, like I do sometimes, because I'm like, should I really read it and stuff? But the point is, without really judging it and without really kind of blocking your mind, if you were to kind of be a part of it, you will love it. And another example is that I'm not too much into classical music, but have some great friends who are into classical music. They are personalities who do worldwide performances. They are kind of on the stage and stuff and all that. And when I become a party to their events, and when I kind of get an exposure to what they do, I realize that there's so much more that I have grown up on and I have grown up watching. Of course, there are people on TV and their personalities, they go everywhere. But the point is, I've not been exposed to that as a person. So when I try and be a part of it, I do have a certain resistance. I do share that this is a different experience for me, but I don't force myself to be a part of it till the time I'm not comfortable. So maybe you can learn from this that when you're kind of maturing or evolving and you're growing, different exposures and different personalities give you a new perspective and a take in stuff. So when you're used to the same stuff, you'll have the same life. So if that works for you, great. But my only humble suggestion is try something new. And if you have a red flag or something you're not comfortable about around people, situations, environments, or whatever, pick up that flag and say no, because it could get a lot dirtier and stuff. And nobody wants to be in unhealthy situations and unparliamentary, stuff and all that. So love yourself enough to kind of pick yourself and walk away from it, okay? So love and luck, have a blast, enjoy yourself, and avoid the distractions on social media. It's nice to watch models, it's nice to watch faces and women and children and everything online and stuff, but the point is, you're not here on social media to kind of do this. It's called killing time and passing time. But if you can make a better use of it by absorbing more about nature, culture, world, cuisines, places to see, places to eat, art, what fashion is and stuff, then that's the way your day will be, and that's kind of going to inspire you to do good stuff and all that. So hope this makes sense. I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm on jashinkapani.im@gmail.com and jkapani@gmail.com. And before you take an important decision like posting something negative or unhealthy on social media, or trying to act super idiotic by kind of sharing unpleasant, pause and think about it, because if 100 people did that to your family and your children and you daily, you would not like it, okay? So pause, control, and we have the option of even deleting. So love and luck, and take care and have fun. Bye bye, cheers.